video, we'll be covering multi-step dimensional analysis problems. Now, for example, let's say we want to go from 10.2 feet to millimeters. First, we start with the quantity that we're given. This is 10.2 feet. Second, we circle the unit that we want to arrive at the end, which is millimeters. Third, we list out all the metric conversion factors that will help us arrive at millimeters, starting from feet. In this case, the only knowledge we have is that there are 12 inches in a foot and 2.54 centimeters in an inch. And we also know that there are 10 millimeters in a centimeter based on our mnemonic base conversion rule. Next, we draw out our train tracks. We then put the quantity that we're given, which is 10.2 feet, at the top left. Then we put the conversion facts in the top and bottom boxes of the following columns next to the current box. According to the diagonal unit rule, since feet is on top, we're going to now place feet at the bottom of the next column. But what unit do we place in this upper box to go with feet? We can't go directly to what we want since it isn't common knowledge to know how many millimeters are in a foot. This means we have to use a conversion factor with feet in it. We know a fact for feet to inches. We know that 1 foot has 12 inches, so we can go ahead and fill that in this column. Now that we have inches at the top, it looks like we have not yet arrived at the final unit we want, which is millimeters. This means we have to keep filling in the next few columns with conversion factors until we finally get millimeters on the top. Since we have inches at the top here, that means that inches will be on the bottom for the next set of boxes or train tracks. Now, since we have inches at the bottom, what's another conversion factor with inches in it? We know that 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters, so we can go ahead and put centimeters in the top box. Now, have we gotten to millimeters at the top yet? Nope, but we're close. We gotta keep going. So now, how do we get from centimeters to millimeters? In the next few set of boxes, we know that centimeters will be at the bottom, since it was previously at the top. Now, since we want to get to millimeters, a useful conversion fact that we know is that 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeters, using the King-Henry mnemonic rule. Note that we could also use the conversion that 1 millimeter is equal to 0.1 centimeters. Both of these conversion facts will still get us the same answer. Now that we have millimeters at the top, we can stop our train tracks right here. Now remember that we simply do what we did in previous problems and multiply out everything across the top and bottom, divide, and finally adjust our sig figs. So what we're going to do, the top numbers, they all multiply across to get 3,108.96. Since all the numbers at the bottom multiply out to 1, our final answer is just 3,108.96 divided by 1, which is 3,108.96 millimeters. Lastly, we make sure that the final number has the same number of sig figs as our starting quantity, which was 10.2 feet. This number only has 3 sig figs, so we want to make sure that 3,108.96 ends up having 3 sig figs by rounding it. So finally, we get 3,110 millimeters.